Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. So in the last lecture we have done some numerical on your gate pulse. Okay, and with respect to the load. So you might have seen the observation. Not here we will be discussing on gate characteristics. Gate characteristic. Now as you know, this is our SCR and so this is our SCR and this is our anode and this is cathode. So this is our gate, and to give a firing pulse we need to give an extra circuit here, and this is there is a circuit and this is the resistance. Okay, and so this is our gate circuit, actually it is called as. So this is our voltage E, this is our resistance, source resistance RS, and here if you check, actually we when you come to the characteristic level PN junction, and gate is actually here with respect. So gate is related to only one junctions. Okay, so you can expect that PN is one of your diode, and diode, if you have learned in power in analog electronics, there you have might have learned it as a voltage drop. So basically this is your actually a voltage drop VG. So this is your gate voltage that you require to turn on your SCR, and this is the gate current that you require to turn on it. Okay, so actually the gate circuit is quite like this. Okay, there you have to supply a voltage, you have to give a resistance to protect your the gate terminal from huge current, and then you have to turn it on. So overall, if you see the characteristic, if you write the KVL equation, you will write it like this, right? E is equal to IGRS plus VG. This is my gate characteristics, gate equation. Okay, now regarding the characteristics is drawn between two parameters. So I will be taking here gate current and the triggering voltage or gate voltage here, or you can say that it is a voltage between gate and cathode. Okay, so if you are drawing the characteristic like this, so this is the VG graph and this is our IG axis. Okay, now there are two types of graph you will obtain, and these graphs are given by your manufacturer only. So there are two types of graph. This is one red one and this is the blue one. Okay, now I'll tell you the advantage of these graphs. First, just focus on the parameters that is helpful for our. Okay, so here the blue graph, or you can say that this is one. So curve 1 and this is curve 2. So curve 1, if you are talking about, so curve 1 if you are talking about, This graph, if you see, it requires very less amount of current, right, for a very high amount of voltage, gate voltage. Okay, so and this shows that your SCR is having a maximum doping level. So maximum doping level is available in graph 1. So because of that maximum doping level, you have to give very small amount of current, and you can generate more amount of voltage across the gate. So that is one of the advantage. Now this is the, if you see the graph number 2, so here you require you require more amount of current, but you are generating very less amount of voltage. So this is when your SCR is minimum doping, having a minimum doping. So number of electrons or holes present is less, so you require more amount of current to give more amount of, to break down that level. Okay, so this is the two graphs that you are having here, that is green, that is blue and red. Okay, now this is the maximum doping, this is the minimum doping. Okay, generally the curve is in between, the curve that is given, or the manufacturer that makes the SCR, they used to have a curve that goes between them. Okay, that goes between them, that is, let, so this is the graph that is going between them. Okay, so this is third number graph, this goes between them. They make the this SCR with this characteristics only, that is neither maximum nor minimum doping. Okay, it is in between that doping. So if you draw this equation here in this plane, definitely if you draw this, it will be like this. So at current equal to 0, if you put Vg is E, right? At current equal to 0, if you put Vg is E, and at current and voltage equal to 0, if you put, the current will be uh, the current will be E upon Rs. I hope you can check out from this graph. So this graph is nothing but your, the line like this. Okay, so this is the line. So this is the maximum voltage, and that is E. Okay, and this is the current, that is your E upon Rs. So this is called as load line. Load line. So this line is basically is having a negative slope, because it is decreasing, right? So it cuts at some point. Now we used to operate the SCR between these points. Okay, so it can be, it most effectively, the load line cuts at a point, this, that is A point, so it must operate at here. Okay, but it can vary at any point also, so it can vary here also, it can vary, but by changing the voltage and current level, you can bring that point to here. So this is the most effective point, that is, this is the most best voltage or given, and best current given to operate the SCR. So this region basically tells you about, the safe operating region of SCR gate circuit. So you need not to go out of this region. Okay, you have to always be inside this region to protect your gate circuit. This is how you can um, save your gate circuit. Now we will discuss from here. You can also get, you need to find out what are the values you need to focus on, is that how much amount of resistance which you are going to put. Okay, next, what is the amount of power that is going to invested in the gate circuit. Okay, so these things are can be drawn, and by knowing the operating point. So you here is the operating point is at A. Okay, we are not going around this. So if you, and what is the safe operating zone? Safe operating zone, you can say that it is O X Y Z K. Okay, so this is the curve is O X Y Z K. This is the area or the curve where you need to operate your gate circuit. Okay, next, let us do one numerical and you will get to know how it is going on. Now here, check the circuit. So a trigger circuit of a thyristor has a source voltage of 15 volt and the load line slope is of 120 volt per ampere, minus 120. The minimum gate current required to turn on the SCR is 25 milliampere. Compute the source resistance required in the gate circuit, tri- trigger voltage and trigger current for an average gate power dissipation of 0.4 watt. So here the minimum gate current is this. So as you know, this, that your, if you draw the circuit, so this is your resistance and this is your voltage. Now if you, so equation wise, E is equal to IGRS plus VG. So this is the equation. But if you draw the load line equation, you have to write it like this: VG is equal to minus IGRS plus E. Right now, checking about the slope of the line. So this is basically a negative slope of the line, that is slope of the line is minus rs, right? Minus rs. And in the figure, if you see, the slope is given minus 120, so volt per ampere. So basically the rs which you require is 120 ohm. Okay, rs which you require is 120 ohm. Now the power which is invested, is 0. So the power which is invested is 0. 0.4 watt. So that power is nothing but Vg into Ig. It is saying that it is 0.4 watt. So if you put Ig is equal to 0.4 upon Vg. So put this equation in here. So your E is actually, it is given 15 Ig into 120 plus, in place of Vg, if you put 0.4 upon Ig. So here you will get a quadratic equation, Ig square into 120 plus 0.4, right? So if you calculate, this is the quadratic equation, you will get 120 Ig square plus 15 Ig minus 0.4, and that is equal to 0. So if you put this value and calculate for Ig, so you will get two values of Ig, and that is 86.4 milliampere and 36.38.5 milliampere. So these two are the current values. You just put this current value here in this Ig equation, so you will get Vg, or sorry, here in this Vg equation, so you will get the corresponding Vg, and that is 4.62 ampere and 10.38. So you are getting the respective voltage and current from here, from just a circuit. So I have already discussed how the load line tells you about this. Okay, I'll share one numerical, most probably in the next lecture, and then you can try that lecture, try that question by yourself.